A girl stands in a room well lit by the sun. A bunch of men and women look at her judgingly. She's around 13 of age, black hair, with a worried look. The people around her talk, but she was focused on thinking how it all went to this. She thought back to 6 years ago, when Mom was feeling unwell and disappeared one day. Dad said she went away to treat her illness. Her dad started to act differently after that, and she started to see him with Miles more often. She didn't think much of it. Later on Christmas, they were celebrating. She didn't see Dad, and her brother told her he was feeling unwell. Her and her older brothers went to wake him up on New Year's, but they saw him sleeping weirdly, with balls everywhere. Her brothers said Dad died and talked about this. She, at the time, didn't understand what they were talking about. He was just sleeping, right? One day, Aunt came sick. I must stay with her for a while because it would be a fun adventure spending time with cousins. It was nice, she thought. Talk with her cousins and her uncle-in-law. Then, one day in 1980, she was auctioned off. Auntie said she couldn't support her anymore, and that she was a liability, that I always spent her inheritance on taking care of auction. Anna Victoria Valborg Stenström had been placed under Johan Armon and Anna Beata Johanssons as caretakers. This little girl, with no background, no inheritance, no family, is my great grandmother. And this is her story. In Sweden, human auctioning of people who couldn't take care of themselves, like children, elderly, or disabled, was common and were advertised on newspapers and on broad daylight. Auctioning was handled by Sweden's poor relief system, where each groups would be auctioned to people who paid the lower insurance from the system. Then each auctioned people would be taken under a wing and could be auctioned again. Valborg and her siblings, Harry and Axel, were also auctioned at different times in the couple Johansson. Valborg moved between 4 different areas at different times. Work was never ending and sexual harassment happened. One day, Valborg got so frustrated of working on a sugarcane field that she threw a pitchfork and stabbed Harry's foot, leaving a scar. During the same time, her brother Harry would be imprisoned for unknown reasons, and her older brother Gustav would be caught involved in fraud and scam operations with others. And her last brother, Axel, would immigrate to America and never come back. Valborg would travel to more places outside until she stayed in Göteborg. She met a huge boxer named Valborg Hasselqvist. They fell in love, had a daughter, their daughter married, and had 3 sons. Valborg, her surviving brothers, and Eric moving with their grandkids. Then blood cancer hit Eric and he passed. Eventually, a brain tumor started to grow, which caused her to be blind in one eye, which her grandkids would exploit in their antics. Then, in 1898, the tumor would finally take its toll. A type of poor relief that Valborg and her siblings would summarize would be outlawed on 14 June 1918 with a new humanized version, but the practice continued a few years after. While that seemed like ages ago, for me, who was born in 2001, it affected my ancestors only 3 generations ago. For others, old people affected becoming someone's grandparent, uncle, aunt, or even their parent. While not everyone's experiences are negative, it's heavily dependent on the people bidding for them. I was sold 3 times between age 7 and 9 in 1890s. The only thing I could remember was being given good food and treated well. During the third auction, I would worry about my new caretakers, but they treated me well. This is the only account I could find of someone's experiences except my great-grandmother's. It seems that people don't want to acknowledge or really talk about it part of Swedish history. Which annoys me a fuck ton! I wanna know, so I can learn how it was. How often was it for auction people in Sweden to have that bad experiences? And how bad could it get? If we don't learn from our past, we can't improve our future. Nor can we prevent the past from repeating.